Okay, here we go.
3, 2, 1, sync.
Okay.
We should actually start it like that. We should show everyone how just completely unprofessional this really is. This is how we restart. This is how we start all of our recordings, by just me blabbering 3, 2, 1 sync and somehow hoping that it lines up, and then we just go from there. Hi everyone.
Hey.
This is the Digicast. What is this, episode 29?
Welcome to Digicast number 5289.
That's not at all what it feels like, but it does feel like it feels like we've been doing this for a while now. Like, how long have we been doing this for? Like 8 months now?
I don't know.
Like
we say that
50 years.
We say that every time, and we always sound so old whenever we say that.
It just kind of baffles my mind that this is still going. This is still a thing, and like we're consistently. I'm not saying that we're getting like popular, but we are consistently hitting that 1,000 view mark for everyone. So that's kind of a good thing, because podcasts on YouTube usually do terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's start the episode off with that. Thank you all for your continued support. If you could continue sharing, liking, all that stuff that every YouTuber has to say, because we beg for views and love, because our parents didn't give that to us when we were children.
Yay!
So yeah,
Hooray!
Yeah. And we'll just get all the promotion just out of our ass this episode. Right off the bat. If you have any questions at all ever for our faces and our ears and mouths and eyes, then go to ask.fm/digicades and just kind of stick them on there so we can check those out.
Oh my.
Are you okay?
I'm your host, Indy Jacob / Jacob Albrand, whatever you want to call me. If you want to call me Daddy, that works too. And with me, I have Nathaniel Bandy, who is another YouTuber who makes Nintendo things.
Hey, Daddy.
Thanks.
You said to call you Daddy, so.
And I also have Scott Lee, who makes the most out of Unity and really drives it home, because that is a good engine, and we don't care what you say. So there's that.
Oh my gosh, Jacob.
You can make good stuff with Unity.
Yeah, you can. I'm making a game in Unity. Should we talk about my game?
You can quickly mention that real quick, and then we need to get on to the Nintendo Direct, because there was a Nintendo Direct this week.
Your voice just cut out.
Yeah,
but
it cut out for like 2 seconds. I agree. You said Nintendo Direct. I heard you.
Yeah. We just started getting used to Discord, by the way, so that probably has no reflection on the quality of the show or the end product, but I just felt like saying that.
That is true.
Did you want to say anything about your game,
Oh,
Scott?
Yeah,
Are you still eating ribs?
No.
I feel like you eat ribs almost every time.
No. I'm not eating ribs this time, but I threw them in the oven before the show, so that after we're done, I'll be able to just walk over and pull them out, and I'll be ready to chow down. I am, however, consuming a different beverage this show. But no, the game is Age of Nomads, and yes, it's being built in Unity to the great how do I phrase it, malice or disappointment of the internets.
All right.
I guess I don't know why you felt compelled to bring it up, the Unity engine, that is, but anyway. So there you go.
Okay. Well, there's that. All right. Well, where do we want to start? I'm pretty much down for whatever. I have Queen music stuck in my head, so if I randomly burst out in a song throughout this episode, then that was my disclaimer, and no one can get mad at me now because I said that I was going to do it. Possibly, I may not do it, but yeah, I'd just like to warn everyone.
So I think we should talk about the Direct, and we could talk about many things that were in that, because it was an extremely packed Direct. Like, holy cow, it was jam-packed.
It went fast.
Yeah.
It's just one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. It was nice.
I just dropped an entire cup of water on my desk, and I shit ye not a single drop touched either my computer or my microphone.
Oh my god.
Wow. But it must have gotten all over your crotch, am I right?
No, like Not I didn't even get touched with a drop of it. The only thing it touched was like the left side of my desk and a little bit of my microphone cord.
This must have been like an outward force kind of water spill.
It just slipped out of my hand.
It would be so nice if like we could actually record in the same place so that we knew what these things looked like. Instead of being in 3 different states around the country.
Oh,
I already
my
told you
God.
guys you can move in with me. I have space.
Jesus, what just happened? Okay. Let's start talking about that.
So the
that
direct.
What was the most exciting thing for you guys for the direct?
The yellow Joy-Cons.
Namco Museum.
Namco Museum.
That was the most exciting thing for me, personally.
I'm surprised it wasn't Monopoly.
Monopoly, yeah.
I was pretty excited about Monopoly too.
I'm hyped for Monopoly on Switch.
When I saw the little teaser, I thought it was going to be Mario Party. And then they showed Monopoly. I'm just like, what the fuck? They're like, a new board game for Nintendo Switch. I'm like, oh, it's Mario Party. Nope.
I'm glad it's at least the newest version, the one that's on the PS4 and the Xbox One, because that is actually a pretty good version after they like kind of patched out all the bugs, like the online bugs where things would cancel out. Hopefully there's no like real problem with this version. It looks the same. I mean, I guess the tabletop mode's going to be nice to have, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to buy it just because it looks like the same exact game that I already own. But I mean, it would be nice to have it handheld. And I mean, let's be honest, HG Rumble, that's worth the price of admission alone. I want to feel those dice in my hand.
I'm sure you do, Jacob.
You know what else could be portable? And there's another way to make Monopoly portable, right? It's called buying the actual board game and taking it wherever you want.
Which is
that's obnoxious.
It's just also quite affordable, I might add, in comparison to buying the Switch version or buying additional Joy-Cons plus the game plus the Switch itself.
Exactly.
But
I just don't get it.
But can you take Monopoly on the go? What happens to your Monopoly money whenever you're sitting on a bench and you want to put your 500s down on the bench? The wind comes, blows your 500s away. That's what happens.
You just got to get creative, man. You just got to get creative. Play electronic Monopoly.
There's no way that you are literally going to argue the ergonomics of carrying a board of Monopoly around, whereas you could carry it just your Switch. That
lame.
Can't even happen.
We
can't even joke about that.
It's like building a puzzle on a tablet instead of building a puzzle in real life, actually being able to hold the pieces.
You know what would suck is playing a game of Jenga electronically than actually playing it.
I've done that before. I tried playing the Wii version.
Terrible.
I played the Wii version of Jenga one time. It was not a good experience. It doesn't work.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
But just imagine Jenga with HD Rumble.
Ooh. Wow. Actually, that would be kind of cool because you could like feel the pieces like moving, and you don't want it to rumble or vibrate or whatever, and then help. Oh my God, they got to do it. They got to do it.
Oh my God, he got really excited.
Dude, it would be so cool.
Nathaniel,
I would just like to say, since we're on the topic of HD Rumble, Senran Kagura got a Nintendo Switch game announced, and let's just say that the HD Rumble support for that is going to be tantalizing. Oh my gosh! The least.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was some cheese right there. If you're not aware of what Senran Kagura is, it's a game that features teenage schoolgirls with, well, might I say, well-endowed chess.
Oh, isn't that the game with like the boob physics?
It's the
boob. I was just trying. I was trying to not say boob, but okay. And it's the one where the teenage Japanese girls got the big old boobies, and then you fight with them, and they jiggle, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard about that.
If that's your sort of thing, I hear the games are actually really good. I just can't justify going out and spending money on that because I feel like I'm committing about 5 felonies if I do it. Personally. But hey,
to each his own.
If that's your cup of tea, you go drink that, and I'm going to sit here and wonder when I'm going to get another cup of water.
I'm fine with Honey Pop. If I want my waifu game, Honey Pop is good enough for me.
Yeah. Have we actually mentioned like anything that happened?
We mentioned like the most pointless things.
Monopoly. We were talking about Monopoly. Monopoly was mentioned.
All right, so let's just plow through some of this stuff. So yellow Joy-Cons got announced. I actually very much like the color of them.
I am honestly hyped.
Bright.
Yeah,
it's not really bright and kind of in your face. It's just a kind of a nice soft yellow. And we also another hardware thing is they're coming out with standalone Switch docks. Do those come with an AC adapter and an HDMI cable for $60, or did I read that wrong?
I don't know. Actually,
you know, I would say obviously yes, but then we have to remember the new 3DS came without a power or an AC adapter or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's gonna come with those things. But
I have settled the debate.
Hmm.
It does not come with it.
Wow.
Are you serious?
So
Are
that's
you
how they get
serious?
around the $90. That's how they went from 90 to 60.
It's $60 without it. The best part about this whole scenario is though, it has a picture of an HDMI cable and an AC adapter on the box, but it doesn't come with it.
Oh no, Nintendo.
Oh,
That's
my
about as
God.
Nintendo as it gets right there. I would like to say that.
Oh no, Nintendo. How could you?
I'm not even surprised.
I'm not either. I mean,
I'm
like,
really
it
not
does
even
suck,
surprised.
but I have a billion HDMI cables lying around, and
Well, that's not the problem. The problem is powering the damn thing.
oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because it's not like a USB-C. No, it's got its own special power adapter. How else are you gonna
Yeah.
get one of those?
Because the USB-C charge is pretty slow. So
And that's not
Alright,
gonna
well.
power the dock. That's the problem.
that's
expectations
exactly right.
are putting the combo pack like for everything at $90, so there's more money you get to spend. But hey, I'm this isn't exactly like a good workaround, but I'm at least just glad that they're offering this as an option. It's incredibly overpriced for what it is, but
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, at least you don't have to buy an entirely new Switch. Like if you wanted a second Wii U gamepad, you had to buy a second Wii U.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, you can at least spend more money than you need to get it, but not as much money as
I
buying a
guess
whole new one.
we should also probably talk about this whole like Joy-Con battery pack thing, but they don't have a battery pack yet for the
for the
Switch
tablet.
itself.
I saw that. I'm like, that is the weirdest thing. Why don't they have a battery pack for the thing that needs the battery pack?
Yeah.
Because 20 hours for the Joy-Cons is already pretty long. Like, what's the point of extending the battery life on those?
Well, if you're playing Zelda, that's like no time at all.
Well, how long is the battery life when you're playing Zelda with the Joy-Cons?
I meant that as a joke, but that didn't land at all. Let's just
I'm-
move. Let's just breeze
was-
past what I just said.
It did not
that didn't
sound
land
sarcastic
whatsoever.
at all. I'm sorry.
So yeah, Payday 2.
Yeah.
Gotta-
Oh yeah.
That was
Payday
so-
2's hype, right?
That was so random. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. Like, I hope we get to see more stuff like that. The graphical prowess of the game looked pretty alright. It didn't look bad at all. It looked kind of what I expected it to. Definitely better than the PS3 and 360 versions from what we've seen, but who knows? Like, maybe it'll look better. I don't know. But I'm just glad it's there, and hopefully we get more surprise reveals like that, too. That would be cool.
I agree. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised and excited by that. Although a lot of people are not reacting very strongly to it. A lot of people are like, Payday 2? Payday 2? What? But I was hyped.
How old is that game?
I don't know.
I think 2012,
Yeah,
2013.
That's pretty old. I mean,
I'm on it.
It is a rated M game coming on the Switch, so that's only
I
a
am
good thing.
research man.
Yeah.
2013 actually.
2013,
So that's not
okay.
too old, but it is still fairly old.
Yeah.
It's not,
I have to wonder. I wonder if the next Call of Duty is going to make it onto the Switch.
Mhm.
Well, I feel like it will, honestly, seeing how well it's selling, because it's already sold over like 2 million units worldwide.
They could probably just do previous Call of Duty games, honestly, and that would be, I mean, like, they have like how many Call of Duty games are there now from previous?
I think there's like 15.
I mean, they have so
Yeah,
many to
there's a
choose
lot.
from. They could just port even one of them, and people would probably be surprised and happy. So
How amazing would it be if they took like the Nintendo DS version of Modern Warfare and ported that to the Switch?
No, it would not be amazing. Have you ever played those versions of Call of Duty?
Oh, they're so shit. They are so
bad.
unbelievably shit.
Oh my god. Oh.
Woo.
They're
But
terrible.
so yeah, no, Namco Museum got an announcement, and
Yeah.
I could not be any more excited. And I know I really shouldn't be like that excited for this.
You're
but
seriously
damn,
excited?
I am seriously excited. I
Wow.
absolutely, I am such. I will gladly admit this. I am such a Namco fanboy. I have bought literally almost every single Namco museum that has ever come out.
Literally?
Actually, I probably have bought every Namco museum that's ever come out at least once in my life.
Damn.
Wow.
Let me actually do my research man stuff again and
Did you used to have
see if I actually have bought them.
Did you used to have those plug and play TV games with all the
Yep,
Namco?
I had those too.
Yeah, I had those. Me and my dad used to play those all the time when I was young.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so there's Namco Museum Volume 1 through 5 on the PlayStation 1. I owned all of those. I owned Namco Museum 64.
I have that
had Namco Museum on the GameCube with like all the remix things. I had Namco Museum Battle Collection for the PSP. I had Namco Museum DS. I had Namco Museum Remix for the Wii. I don't know what Namco Museum Virtual Arcade is though. I actually don't know what that is. What is this? I need this now. What is this?
It's probably just
Oh,
an
this was-
arcade thing.
Yeah, this was on the Xbox 360. So no, I didn't have that because I didn't own a 360. And I had Namco Museum Megamix also, and that was a revision of Namco Museum Remix on the Wii. So yeah,
So you have bought the same 15 games about 10 times. Is what you're saying.
it's more than 15 games. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, 20 games.
And I bought Namco Museum Essentials on the PlayStation Store.
Why not just buy the games on Steam and then call it a day?
Are those
I don't
games
know.
on Steam?
I
I know
have.
Pac-Man is.
Well,
I don't think
Pac-Man
all the
is-
games are. I think only some of them are.
Oh,
I'm
really?
pretty sure not all of them you can get.
You would think they would put like all of those games on Steam.
The
I mean, it
only
only
thing
makes
I'm
sense.
not excited about with Namco Museum Switch is the fact that there's only 10 games on there.
Oh, that's
And-
actually kind of lame. There should be more than that.
Yeah, I really wish there was more, but what they have on there, I'm actually pretty excited about because some of them we haven't, like, I haven't seen in years. Like, Rolling Thunder 2, I haven't seen that one in a incredibly long time. Splatterhouse, I also haven't seen that one in a long time, and Sky Kid, Tank Force. I mean, they have some much, like, more niche things on here along with the classics like, you know, Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug.
I think the
Why
only
don't-
thing
They
that
don't
would,
have Mrs. Pac-Man, though.
I think the only thing that would get me to buy that is if they had Bosconian on there. That's my favorite.
Oh,
Bosconian is the
yes.
shit. So much fun.
Is it? I always said Boscosnian. Is it Bosconian?
I've never heard it pronounced like that. I don't know how it's pronounced.
I don't know. I'm probably just an idiot and I pronounce it wrong, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm incredibly excited about the fact that they're going to allow you to play vertically, though, too. Had to cough really bad. Because that was something I liked about the PSP version of Namco Museum was you could turn the PSP sideways and you could play all the games vertically.
Oh,
And that
cool.
was amazing for things like Pac-Man, where you could see the entirety of the board and it was actually a big screen. So the fact that they're bringing that back, that's going to be awesome. I'm excited for Splatterhouse, and I'm incredibly hyped for Rolling Thunder 1 and 2. Ha! Yes!
You know, we still have not brought up the two biggest games at the Direct. Shall we talk about
no one
them?
cares about ARMS.
I care about ARMS.
I don't care.
Well, you're about to care.
All right, well, you guys can go and talk about your ARMS.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Nathaniel, what did you think about ARMS in the Nintendo Direct?
It's slowly getting me more interested in the game, but still, I don't know. Like, it kind of looks like it's going to be interesting, but the Noodles character is hilarious. Min Min.
Okay, yeah.
I love that. I love that character. She's really clever. I really love how many like different varieties of gloves that you have for using for punching. Yeah, I don't know. I'm slowly getting more interested in the game, and I really like the release cycle that they have too. They have ARMS coming, so they have Mario Kart 8 coming out at the very end of April/May. Then they have ARMS in June, and then Splatoon 2 in July. That's really smart. They got big games coming out every month, and I'm really glad to see that they're doing that.
Well, yes, although that was part of their plan for quite some time, and we knew this.
Well, yeah, but we
That
didn't know like the order of what games were going
true,
to come out.
true,
But now
yeah,
we know.
yeah. I think it's interesting that their strategy of like spacing out these game releases is actually working for them, because it does appear from like the way that media has covered it and the way that sales are going, it really looks like this whole like little thing they do of spacing out these game releases is working. And I didn't really expect that, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, as far as ARMS goes, I am not ready to pull the trigger on it either. Like I'm not like looking at it going like, oh, that's really interesting, or that's really like awesome that they did such and such with it, even after seeing more of the mechanics.
I went to go get more water. It's all good.
Welcome back, Jacob.
Do you guys even know I was gone?
I did not.
I do now.
Oh, I just slipped out.
We
All right, continue.
we were happily oblivious. What was I talking about? Oh, ARMS. So yeah, I mean, I'm a little more interested in it like every time we kind of find out more, but this is kind of like Bomberman for me. Like a lot of people like were telling me before the launch, like you gotta get Bomberman, and then like every time I come back to Bomberman, I'm like, I don't know, people are saying it's not that great, the single player is not really there. I would only be interested in it for the multiplayer. ARMS might be the same way for me, so that's kind of where I'm sitting with it right now.
That's pretty much how I feel as well. I mean, I'm gonna get it no matter what because I kind of have to. But in terms of me like really enjoying the game, I'm gonna have to play it for a while to see if I enjoy it. I mean, I think people that love fighting games are gonna really love ARMS, but I'm not too into fighting games aside from like Smash Bros. So
I mean, I'm
still not sure how to feel about
extremely excited for Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers. I'm
Oh yeah, that's
so
coming out in May.
ridiculous.
That looks good.
Yeah, and I am so
Yeah.
hyped for that. But when I see ARMS, I'm meh.
That's exactly what I feel. Like I like fighting games a lot. Like I have always quite enjoyed Marvel vs. Capcom, and the Injustice series I'm extremely excited for Injustice 2. I don't know if I'm going to buy it at full retail price, but it looks good. And things like Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, that's always fun. Pokken Tournament was fun too, but just ARMS, like it just doesn't do it for me. Like I just look at
Yeah.
it and it just looks so meh.
You know what I think the problem is that I think that they're trying to do like a Nintendo thing with this game. There's probably something there's probably something valuable with it, but the problem is that like they're not conveying the message of that game well. And I think by the fact that they had like this long explanation about all these different mechanics and like all of these different things that you can do, I actually think it had like the opposite effect on some people, including myself, where like you're not really you're not drawn to it the same way that you are a lot of other fighting games. Like if a game is like Street Fighter 2, then you can explain that and you can say we're starting with Street Fighter 2 and here's what's different. With ARMS, they're like, oh, and by the way, like there's also like kicking in this, and this one character does it and we don't know if other characters do it. Oh, and you can do different things with the different arms, and like this is not like any other fighting game. And I think like by taking that approach, everyone's like, okay, well, if it's not like any other fighting game, then I don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, that's actually a very good description of how I feel.
Yeah.
I just look at it and I'm like, I really don't know how to feel, because it's weird and like very Nintendo, but I felt the same way about Splatoon when Splatoon first got announced. Like, I
Right.
looked at that and I was like, wow, that's just weird and out of the box.
And
But
Splatoon
then
was great.
I saw it. Yeah, like I saw it and I got it. Like I understood what it was and what it wanted to be and the effect it was going to have. But this, I just look at it and I'm like, they're trying to do the same thing, like that lightning in the bottle kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this looks like
It looks
like the
really
Wii. This looks like the Wii
slow-paced.
Play. That like Splatoon is the Wii Sports, and this looks like the Wii Play. That's what I'm getting out of it.
And the game looks really slow paced too, because like the arms, they take like 3 years to extend to try to hit the person. And I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with a slower playing fighting game, but the way that game works, it just looks like there's a lot of delays and
It feels
I don't
clunky.
know. Yeah, it looks like it's clunky, and maybe it plays better. But I mean, I tried the game with the motion controls in January, and honestly, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Maybe it's better with a traditional control scheme. I really hope it is, and I hope it feels smooth and nice.
Everything's better with a traditional control scheme.
Well, yeah, of course, but I wasn't able to
say
try
everything.
that.
I mean, like
Pretty much everything. Almost
no,
everything.
that's not true. Motion controls or accelerometer controls are really good for like games where you have to aim, and you can have that like Splatoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Splatoon
precision aiming and motion controls works really well, I think. But yeah, you're right. Other than that, generally it's not the case.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Well, cool. I take it the arms discussion was good. I think I missed a chunk of it, but
it's okay. You'll hear it later.
Yeah, I will get to hear this later. So I'm trying to think of what else they had here. I have a list here, but I don't even know what I want to talk about.
You could talk about that.
Yeah,
that was weird. Like the way that they revealed stuff, like they made it seem like they were going to reveal something huge.
Salmon Run looks weird.
Yeah, Salmon Run. So you know what was interesting? So when I first heard about it, or when I first saw the gameplay, I didn't realize it was like a zombie mode. But now that I know it's a zombie mode, all I can think of is, oh my god, Splatoon is basically Call of Duty. They have a single player, they have multiplayer, and now they have zombies. That's all I can think of now. Which, I mean, I don't mind because I really enjoy Splatoon, but I just think it's kind of a funny coincidence.
The only thing that I think is like super unique about Splatoon to me is Turf War. And like that's the only it's in my opinion that's the only instance where the paint mechanic actually comes into importance. And outside of that, this new mode I don't really think brings a whole lot that's interesting to the table outside of kind of checking a box.
Well, not necessarily, because the zombie characters, I forgot what they called them, if they even gave them names, they leave behind ink. So you do have to, obviously you have to kill them, but you also need to make sure that your color of ink is on the ground and is covering as much area as possible. So there's technically two things at once that you have to do, and then if you're playing on a team, you have to make sure, like if they go down, you have to be able to revive them. So I'm really interested to see how this new game mode is going to play out. I'm excited to try it.
The mode is called Salmon Run, and I think
Run.
the enemies are like supposedly like different kinds of salmon. I lost the details there, but yeah.
It just looks strange.
It's so bizarre, right? Yeah, like it's so weird.
Yeah, at first I thought it was like something to do with single player, but apparently not. Like I didn't get it right away, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a zombie mode, you dumb."
You fart?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that there is a single player way of doing this mode though, because I'm really honestly what I was really hoping for instead of a new mode is I was really hoping for them to be like, and by the way, Splatoon 2 has a ridiculously awesome lengthy single player campaign with lots
co-op.
of cool stuff in it. Yeah, and I was really hoping for that. Instead of like, by the way, there's this other game mode now that's in all the other games you play.
There might still be a co-op single player, but in terms of the actual core campaign itself, I don't think it's going to be fleshed out. I mean, it could be more fleshed out than the first game. It's really hard. It's impossible to tell because they've revealed none of it. And I don't think we're going to know until E3.
Right.
Oh, they're going to spill all them beans at E3. E3 is going to be crazy this year. Oh my god, it's going to be so great. I haven't been this excited for an E3 for years.
I know, dude. There's a possibility that we may get Namco Museum on the PS4. Whoa! Think about that. Well, I really have nothing to say about Splatoon. Yeah. I just keep hacking. God damn. So let's take it to sinus infection.
You just got to get good and tell the sickness to go away.
Oh my god. Did you just say that to me?
So,
this is not Dark Souls.
Damn it.
Yeah, you sound like you're going to ask me some sexy questions.
I was going to ask you I was going to ask like if there's anything that you are genuinely hoping for out of E3 this year?
I'm hoping to see big games.
I like how the question was for me.
Well, it's a question for both of us. But go ahead, Jacob. If you're so inclined, you can answer first.
Nathaniel's claiming the question. He's like, that's mine, thanks.
I didn't hear Jacob's name at the beginning of the question. Go ahead, Jacob.
Oh my god. No, I honestly can't think of anything right now, so that's actually fine that you did that, so
All
we
right.
didn't have an awkward silence of me just saying nothing.
You can't think of anything, so you thought you would like stop Nathaniel from answering anyway. Anyway, all right, Nathaniel, what are you hoping for out of E3 this year?
I just want to see big games from Nintendo because right now they're off to a good launch. They have some promising stuff for 2017, but I want to see what is coming in the fall, in the winter, as well as early 2018. I want to see, we're not going to see it, but I want to see a new Metroid. I want to see an Animal Crossing. I want to see a Pokemon teaser. I doubt we're going to see a new Pokemon game or like gameplay of a new Pokemon, but I want to see that. I want to hear about the Smash 4 port, possibly a Super Mario Maker port. I want to hear about third-party games making their way onto the Switch, even if it's just a couple. Just a few big third-party games would be really, really cool to see. So I really feel like since the sales are going so well, Nintendo is going to have a great year for third parties compared to what they've had the past several years with the Wii U and the Wii. So that I'm really excited for that. I'm just excited to see what games they're bringing. It's going to be great.
I'm wondering, like, you know, when you think about what Nintendo has for IP and what they've already kind of gone through and what we already know is coming in 2017, some of the only stuff we don't have is like probably some kind of Donkey Kong related thing, some F-Zero related thing, maybe Star Fox, and what was the other one I was thinking of? But
Kirby?
like, I mean, what's that?
Kirby?
Well, we got a lot of Kirby on 3DS
God,
from
we
the
got
Direct,
enough
but
Yeah.
Anyway, like when I think about it though, like this year, like just in 2017, right? Like we're already getting Mario, we're already getting Zelda, and those are giant releases that we're getting for those IPs. We know that Pokemon is coming, like there's, you know, ridiculous certainty there. But like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what could they possibly do? Because I kind of feel like with this whole launch, like they've come out swinging and they've done just about everything that I kind of have been saying they have to do, almost. Like the only thing they didn't do is release Mario on launch. But like everything else, they've kind of like been like doing everything. And so now I'm like thinking about it and I'm like, what are they gonna do for like 2018 and 19 and like for the rest of this life cycle as far as first party stuff? Or are we gonna see a lot more new IPs like ARMS and Splatoon and stuff like that?
That's
There's
a pretty
only
good
one
question.
game that I want to come to the Switch, and you guys already know what it is. It's a little game that I like to call Age of Nomads.
Yes.
Well, we all want
to
that.
bring the RTSs back.
We all want that, Jacob. And I've
On
been
the
talking about
Switch.
that for a long time. And you know what? That's up to Nintendo, whether or not that thing ends up on the Switch.
Well, let's
If
hope
this is
so.
your first time listening to the show, Age of Nomads is the little RTS game that Scott is developing. That was the basis of my joke. I would like to just explain that.
But what the
And now I'm
regular
gonna move
audience
on.
was expecting him to say is Diddy Kong Racing 2!
Diddy Kong Racing!
Which is never going to happen, and I'm really just need to start moving past that.
Sometimes at night when Jacob is trying to fall asleep, he ends up breaking out into strong sobs, crying, and he has these deep tears that dwell up in his eyes because of Diddy Kong Racing 2, and knowing that there's a good chance we'll never get that game.
Yes. Yes. Oh, you know what else they haven't brought up? What about online virtual console? I'm excited to hear what they're going to do with that too.
We're still waiting for
Dude,
that
they're
too.
probably gonna-
How have they not announced anything?
Like, honestly, they're probably going to fuck it up. They're going to be like, okay, here we go. We got 5 virtual console games coming in the fall. We got Mario Bros, Mario Bros 2, Mario Bros 3, Mario 64, Mario World. We got 2 more games coming next month. All right, goodbye. That's it. $10 a month for online. That's what they're doing.
It wouldn't surprise me. But I will remind everyone, including you two, that Nintendo really does not have a choice. They don't have a choice. And I've been saying this for a long time, but this is not the year to do stuff like that. It is now or never for them. And it is not too late for the Switch to crash and burn and fail. It's selling well on launch, but it is not too late for this thing to go south.
You know what's actually going to happen is they're going to, like, the first 2 games that they're going to release are going to be Bubsy and Bubsy 2. Woo!
Oh my
and
gosh.
nothing else for weeks.
Let's go. Actually,
That's what we call a stellar launch lineup right there.
seriously, they need to put out GameCube Virtual Console. Like, I'm gonna be pissed if they don't do that at all. Like, I want portable Melee. I want portable Sunshine, portable Double Dash. Like, come on, Nintendo, let's do it.
I know. I don't want to hook my Wii up. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, dude,
I
seriously.
want to play all these GameCube games that I have physical copies of, and I don't want to hook my Wii up.
Like, if Nintendo wants money, all they have to do is put Melee on the Switch.
Well, why would they want money, Nathaniel? Why would they possibly want money? They only discontinued the NES Classic Edition when it was on the shelf for 6 fucking months, and we didn't even see it. I never even saw that. I literally never even saw it. Not one time. I swear to God. What the hell? I am convinced that literally did not happen. Like, that didn't exist, and that was a hoax, and people 3D printed NES Classic boxes and sold it on eBay for like $200.
Yeah, and you know what? I bet the only reason that it has been discontinued is just to make way in the manufacturing facilities for more Switch production. That's probably all it is.
Probably, yeah.
I'm done even trying to think of a rational explanation. I just say that was a Nintendo. They just pulled a Nintendo. Even my dad, who hasn't played games in like almost 20 years, aside from like when he shits, he plays Pac-Man on his Game Boy. That he wanted an NES Classic. I mean, Jesus, what the hell?
They released a statement to the press too, saying that this was never intended to be a long-term product, and I think
then they should have said that.
So that is so ridiculous. Like, and it was selling so well. Like, they clearly depleted all of their stock. I mean, it wasn't much stock, but they depleted all of their stock of that thing, and it's going to be completely gone within a matter of weeks now.
If that's your intent with a product, that's fine. Just make that open and known to the public. They literally only had to say, guys, this is going to be a limited edition thing for the holiday season. Get it while it's hot. Get it now, because quantities are going to be limited, and you're not going to be able to get it sometime next year. I mean, that's it. And I would have been like, well, that was a stupid decision, Nintendo, because that's a really popular item probably, but at least you warned me. You know, like at this point now, I'm like, I had no idea. I've just been hoping and waiting that I'm just going to pass by one in Walmart and see it and be able to pick it up for $60.
It's not going to happen.
There goes that dream.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want it that bad, but I'm just a stupid consumerist piece of shit, and I just really wanted to buy it because it looked cool. And I'd probably play it twice and put it up, and that's that. But you know what? That's my $60 to spend, and damn it, I wanted to spend it.
And in Nintendo's eyes, this is the only way for people to play the emulated versions of those games. Like, this is the only way that they're okay with that happening. And now, I mean, aside from Virtual Console, right? But like now, they want to take away that option, and the only thing that many people will be left with is to go buy something like a Raspberry Pi, and then download emulators, and then they can get all those games. But a lot of people are actually learning that is an alternative as a result of them trying to find an NES Classic and not being able to.
Well, here's the thing, though. There's another. I have this theory why they're depleting their NES Classic. They're not making them anymore. It could be because Nintendo actually does have something really cool lined up for Virtual Console. So Nintendo is stopping it so early so people will forget about it, and then when they do release Virtual Console, people will forget that they just bought the same games, but they're going to go to the Switch and buy the same games once again, and they don't want to, it wouldn't make sense for them to have the NES Classic and the Switch Virtual Console go up at the same time, because I think that would confuse consumers.
Yeah, I'm sure that is exactly what's happening. I'm just upset and annoyed about the fact that this is such this is such an incredibly smart idea, and it's such a hot item that so many people who don't care about video games want and desperately want to play.
Yeah, it's an awesome collector's item. It's an awesome thing to have as like something that sits in the entertainment center because, you know, eyes are drawn to it. People point at it. They know what it is, and they know that it's a replica of the classic game system. And it has a nostalgia appeal to it that you can't really get by just having the virtual console. Even if the virtual console is going to be awesome, and it's going to be tied to the Nintendo account system and all that stuff, and you're going to be able to keep your purchases and all that, you know, going forward once you buy through the virtual console, it's not the same as having that physical product that
Casual
this thing
gamers
is.
don't want that.
Right.
Dude, they like this box was just so perfect. I mean, just so perfect for so many people because it was like, okay, here's a box. Here's all these games I used to play on it. I can do 2-player. Here, plug it into TV, plug the controller in, and it just works. I can just pick my game and I can play, and it just works.
And it's $60,
that is what they
not
want.
$300 like the Switch.
Yeah, and it's $60.
It's a
exactly.
very good price.
$60. That is totally reasonable for anyone who is just casually in this and just wants to play this maybe for a few months, and then that's it. And I just can't. I just can't.
You can't even.
Just
you can't even. Yeah.
Oh my god! And I shouldn't even be shocked about this. That's what my mind is blown that I'm even shocked that Nintendo did this. That they pulled an old Nintendo.
Your mind is shocked that you're so shocked.
Yeah, that's how much Nintendo has hurt my brain this week with this. God. All right. Well, other good stuff that happened during the Direct was I'm a pretty decently large fan of THQ Nordic. I think they put out amazing content for a good price. And Cinemora X looks like a really great drawback to things like Gradius. I like side-scrolling shooters a lot. And Battle Chasers Night War looks like a roguelike dungeon crawling action adventure JRPG throwback. And I'm going to get that. That looks fun.
Yeah, their indie games are still looking absolutely stellar, which is really nice, you know, compared to the Wii U. Where it's just like, hey, you know how to make a game? Sure, you can put it on there. We're not going to look at it. It's okay.
Yeah, you can have drop block in the letter on here that are always on sale.
There is some really, really bad stuff here at the end of the Wii U's life. If you go look around the Wii U eShop.
Yeah, it's almost Steam Greenlight level.
Yeah, no, it is Steam Greenlight level. Like, there's a lot of really, really bad stuff on there now.
It's like when you like put your arm into the bottom of the barrel to get like the onion at the supermarket, and it's the last one down there. It's just buried under trash, and you're like, I don't know about this, man. I need an onion for tonight, but I don't know how I feel about this.
Do you do that, Jacob? Do you go to the barrel of onions and like dig through the onions with your arm and stuff? Because
when
I gotta
you
be
actually
honest.
say it, it sounds so obnoxious.
because number one, right? Like when I go to the supermarket, like, no, first of all, we don't have barrels of onions at like any store, right?
I don't either. I don't know where the hell that came from.
No grocery store like takes a barrel and fills the whole thing up with onions.
No has a barrel full of onions.
And so I just want to know, Jacob.
Drop my water again. What Are you serious?
I just want to know if you go to the grocery store and go like digging through trash to go after onions, man. Like, is that a common scenario for you?
Mad right now that I dropped my water again. Oh my god. Nothing else I really care about happened in the Direct this week. The 3DS stuff, really don't care about. Me personally, I think there was some neat stuff there, like Monster Hunter Stories is coming to the West. That's cool. And RPG Maker Fez looks interesting. Other than that, I mean, I'm just over the 3DS at this point.
Yeah, so IGN actually phrased the coverage of the 3DS and this wave of games coming for the 3DS as a send-off for the 3DS. Per Schneider of IGN basically said, you know that this is the end of the 3DS and the end of this platform because they're releasing a giant slew of Kirby games. And so apparently this happens every time.
Yeah, that's actually true. Every time for every single console cycle, the Kirby games come out at the very beginning of the cycle and at the very end of the cycle.
There you go.
Every single time. Yep.
There you go.
They did that with the Wii. They had that huge Kirby collection, and they had Kirby's Return to Dreamland in 2011 or something, I believe. And then didn't they also do that with the 64? With
Kirby 64? Kirby 64 was one of the last games to come out on the N64.
It's weird too, because I remember Kirby 64 was one of the games that was oh my gosh, I am so old to even remember this, but there was a promotional video back in 1996
oh my god
that was sent to subscribers of Nintendo Power. Another thing that I'm too old to remember. For the kids listening, by the way, Nintendo Power was a magazine. It was a physical piece. It was a physical publication.
The greatest thing.
Yeah, we have to describe what a magazine is first.
Well, okay. So a magazine is a stack of papers that's glued together at a seam, and
you get a monthly subscription of it.
It's kind of like a book, but I'm not going to sit here and explain what a book is, because I know I'm going to have to do that too. But anyway, okay. So anyway, no, there was a promotional video though that was sent to subscribers of Nintendo Power, and in that video, it was like one of the first things that was sent out saying yeah, we're coming out with N64, change the system. It's the new thing, and it's more powerful than any other game console. And they showed the slew of games. Star Fox was in there, and Kirby 64 was in the actual introductory material for marketing the N64. But then you're saying that it didn't come out until the end of the life cycle.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, it was 2001 or something.
Did it really come out that late? Wow. Okay.
Hang on, I gotta look this up.
It was 2000 or 2001, one of those. Hold up. This is a job for Research Man!
Year 2000. Yeah, wow, that's close, Jacob.
Damn it, Scott.
March 21st, 2000.
That was my job.
Research Man!
I think it's time for some questions.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do the questions.
Let's do some questions.
Yeah.
Like Nathaniel said.
Yeah.
Should I... oh, wait. Should we go to break first? We usually do break before questions.
Yeah, that, second that we had of pause, I was just going to kind of let that happen. Oh, my God. What was that?
It was my chair.
We can just go to break right on that chair squeak. Boom. There it is.
So apparently the last person that was born in the 1800s died today, and I retweeted that, and this guy responds with just "rip." He made it sound like a joke. It just seems very disingenuous.
Did he say whip?
No, he said "rip."
Like rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know. It just the way it was written seems so disingenuous. I'm like, do you not understand how big of a deal this is? Literally no one else from the 1800s is alive anymore. That's insane.
Yeah.
So
and
they
just
were...
the fact that she has lived through so much
shit, dude.
That is crazy.
She has lived through 2 gigantic world wars, along with it was she lived in the Mexican War, right? And think of how many wars she's lived through. Think about she's lived through the creation of entertainment as a whole. I mean, silent films through TV and computers. I mean, that's insane.
That is a lot to live through.
That is really crazy. I'm going to be dead tomorrow, and I've only lived through playing the NES.
You haven't even seen Diddy Kong Racing 2 yet.
I haven't even seen Diddy Kong Racing 2. And tragically, neither did this person, whoever they are. But they did see the first Diddy Kong Racing and everything before that.
She's probably 100 when the first one came out, so I doubt she played Diddy Kong Racing.
But she saw it. She had a chance.
She did have the chance. That's true. There's always the chance.
We're leaving this in, and we're going to start questions now.
Yeah.
But that is actually really sad. But that is kind of amazing that someone lived to be 118 years old. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to die before I'm 45.
That is like I said, I'm gonna die tomorrow, and that is a statement to how good life is for humanity these days.
Yeah. I mean, people died before, at 38
Yeah.
normally, or 40 whenever, what was that, like during the 1800s?
Actually, Jacob, they
Before
live a
modern
bit
medicine?
longer than that on average, but
That's like 1,000 years
we'll
ago
say
where they lived to their 30s.
we
Well, I'm sorry. I spilled my water twice. My brain is clearly not thinking correctly right now.
So, the first question, what do we got?
first question.
El Natin Jacob David, and if I said that wrong, I'm sorry.
El Natan.
What is your? Oh yeah, that makes it sound more refined. El Natan.
El Natan. Jake
What
Hold.
is your favorite
David.
video game console, and why is it the Virtual Boy?
What is your favorite video game console, and why is it the Virtual Boy?
He made a funny. Oh, El Natan.
Ha.
Favorite video game console is the SNES, not the Virtual Boy.
Or did he mean to say, and why isn't it the Virtual Boy?
Well, here's the joke. I actually love the Virtual Boy. Getting headaches in 5 minutes, please. Red is the best goddamn color I've ever seen in my whole life. 13 games? That's great. I don't have to pick and choose. It's not hard. I don't have to pick from 100 games. It's so nice.
What an
Virtual
impressive
Boy.
launch lineup.
I know, right? We got Waterworld, a Wario game, a Mario game, some tennis stuff.
They
I
all
don't
look
know.
so different.
Yeah.
It's all the color of communism.
It's whoa. Wow. Okay.
I think there's something to be said for the fact that the colors are representative of communism, but the game also induces headaches mere seconds of gameplay in. I mean, that's pretty impressive if you really think about it.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You're listening to the only video game show where the Virtual Boy is compared to communism.
Hey, Jacob and Scott, I am really enjoying the current lineup of content, but I can't help missing the old content. Will we ever see an archive playlist or an archive channel so fans can see the older content? That is entirely me. Scott had literally nothing to do with that. I don't have them, so no. All the stuff I've
Sadly.
deleted, I have since not ever wanted to see again because I wasn't proud of it, and I just don't even want it. And yeah, so yeah.
There you go.
Dean, that's what I was waiting for. What's a good name for an elephant with 7 legs and 6 eyes?
Wow.
And in parentheses, he says, I ran out of ideas for questions, so yeah.
Oh,
Well, we
I
appreciate
know,
you consistently leaving questions, but that is a terrifying thought to have in my brain.
but I know the answer to this. The answer is a legiaphant.
Legiathan?
A legiaphant, which
That
is
sounds like a Final Fantasy
It's like
boss.
an elephant, but it has so many legs and eyes. You got to put emphasis on that and call it a legiaphant.
I'm going with your name. That's my choice.
That sounds fine to
I
me.
like
Let me
that.
unlock my phone and look at more questions.
Thanks for the question, Dean.
It's a great
Dude.
question.
Yeah, we need to make sure to call attention to him, and then every time we finish, we need to be like, "There goes Dean." What do you think the next 3D platform duo will be? Personally, I'm hoping for an elephant and hamster named Ham and Trunk. I like that. I could see that working.
It's really weird that like 2 different people brought up elephants, right?
Yeah, they were 2 different people.
It's strange.
Must have been his friend or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would like to immediately see another platformer with Yuka and Laylee.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm not even creative enough to even think of anything right now. So, yeah. I'm gonna say ukulele too.
What would be cool? Okay, so I would like to have like a cat, and the cat could be useful so you could like climb up walls, and I mean that would really just be the main thing. You could climb up walls, and then some sort of bird character, I guess. So that way you could combine like climbing as well as flying.
But then
cool.
that would
I want a game where
that would just be
we
wouldn't
can-
even be a platformer, Nathaniel. That would be a game where like you fly from place to crawl to.
No, wrong. I don't know. I'm just trying to answer the question, okay?
I want a game where the duo is Freddie Mercury from Queen and an eagle.
Wow.
That's
bald
pretty
eagle.
good.
The soundtrack has already written itself. I mean, we have. I mean, I can't even fathom being able to just float, like fly down a mountain and Don't Stop Me starts playing. Like, can you imagine like jumping off a mountain and it's like, I'm burning through the sky, yeah, 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit.
I couldn't imagine that, honestly.
I can't imagine
No.
that.
Can't
No.
imagine
You
it.
can't.
I was so distracted by you actually singing that I just couldn't imagine anything.
I'm traveling at the speed of light, and I'm counting through platonic man out of you.
I think we should have a 3D platformer where the duo is Jacob and Nathaniel,
Oh God.
and Jacob is singing the whole time, and
I get to be the person who gets to sit on your back, and I don't have to walk at all or jump.
Ew.
So you get to just carry
which
me.
is really weird because you're probably like way taller than Nathaniel. So
He is. He's like
I-
6'8".
I am quite taller. I'm not 6'8".
6'8".
I'm 6'3".
But
It's
so
still
you'd be like,
ridiculously tall.
you'd be on his back, but like your legs would just be like dragging across the floor everywhere.
That's fine with
Yeah.
me.
It's weird.
That's about as dynamic duo as you get.
Ugh.
Okay.
Next question.
Well, I think we got time for a couple more. Man, we have a lot here. Do any of you read comics? I do not anymore, but I did read quite a few when I was a kid.
I used to read Captain Underpants, if that counts as a comic.
That's definitely counts. And oh my god, I'm so excited for that movie.
I know.
Oh, it looks so good.
It looks so great.
I totally forgot that movie was happening.
Oh.
Although Kevin Hart being the voice of, is it George, right? George and Harold, yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the voice of George is just weird. I don't, I never pictured that to be the voice of George as a kid. So I don't know. It's probably gonna be fine, but that
I'm
was
just
just
excited
kind of
to
threw
see
me
the
off a little
movie.
bit.
I liked the trailer. I thought it was.
Ed Helms playing Captain Underpants is just a marriage made in heaven right there.
Mhm.
He has that tra-la-la that I wanted to hear and I've
It was
always wanted to
down
hear.
Perfect. He's got it
was
perfect.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. And I remember when I first saw the casting list for that, I actually was like watching through the entirety of The Office, and I was like, "Oh my god, I see that." Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave that there. I think that's a solid amount of questions this week. We do have more. We might just have to do another question cast at some point. That was my phone.
Yeah. Sure.
Although last one I can answer. Who belongs to those calves? He is referencing a picture that I put of my wife who was cooking and my dog Riley who was begging because she always begs for everything. She's fat and we feed her a lot. That was a picture I put on Twitter. You should follow me on Twitter, by the way. I'm going to bleed this into the promotional thing. Follow me at Indy Jacob on Twitter, and I do make videos on here. I'm about to blast a bunch in your face here soon this week. I'm going to try to get out a lot of stuff, and that's my thing.
You said you're gonna
And,
blast in my face.
I think he did say that. Yeah.
You made that.
Please.
You made that gross.
Please.
Oh, he made that gross.
You
I did-
made that. For
I made
once,
that pretty
I wasn't the
nasty.
one making the gross, so that was weird.
That was a little weird, I have to say, but I had to do it.
Yeah,
It felt appropriate.
I thought it was kind of gross.
It was pretty gross.
Well, Scott, if you would like to say things.
Yeah, I'll say things. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just really distracted by what just happened. So everybody go check out Age of Nomads at ageofnomads.com and its IndieDB page. Also check out my show Gamefinity here on the Digicast YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell and all that good jazz. You can find me on Twitter at Scott Lee and at ElegaCorp. That's ELEGA Corp. I'll let you guys say your things now.
All right. Well, I already said mine, so Nady boy.
I guess I'm the only one left. Hey, I'm Nathaniel Bandy. I make Nintendo videos. If you want to get triggered, then go to my channel, go subscribe. I have lots of videos about getting triggered. It's just jokes, but they're funs. And follow my Twitter, NathanielBandy1. I post all of the dank memes. I beg for retweets. It's pretty great. I also post when I'm streaming on Twitter. So if you like streams, you like a good old time, that is the place to go.
Okay, and with that concludes episode 29 of the Digicast.
Yes.
And I think that was a pretty solid episode of fun times and face blasting. So with that, I think it's time to head out of this journey. And oh my God, what is that? That's an end card.
Oh my gosh, an end card. Click the left and the right at the same time. Do it. Click them.
Oh my God, this is
Now.
nuts.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Hurry, it's almost over.